What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Empyrion. My name is Splattercat, and I'm happy to have you here today. This should be an adventurous episode. So what we're going to do for the next couple episodes, we're going to scout out the planet, and we're going to get used to the fact that there are a bunch of deposits all over the place that we need to exploit and make the best use of that we can. Because I simply do not have the iron supplies necessary to finish crafting over there, and then also make a spacecraft and a bunch of other stuff. Now, at this point, I know there's going to be a giant call from the audience. Splattercat, why don't you just tear apart your escape pod right now, because it's the only thing that can dispense oxygen. That's pretty much the only reason that I'm not tearing it apart right now. I haven't put an oxygen station in any other places, so I'm just going to leave it up and running for the moment until we have other things all nice and done. Let's jump up into our handy dandy little hover raft. She ain't pretty, but she'll get the job done. I prefer to fly in third person. Other people are going to prefer that different ways. There's a couple of controls you need to know about if you're going to be flying your raft around all the time. The mouse is how you turn left and right. If you wanted to increase your altitude, you're going to press the space bar. It will lift you up a little bit higher off the ground. If you wanted to go closer to the ground, you're going to press the crouch key, the C button. I'm just going to fly around the mountains out here and slowly scout out a couple of resource nodes. In addition, we're going to want to watch out. Wow, that planet is moving over there. That thing is like flying. We've got about 3 hours worth of fuel left, and this is going to tie into the next point in this conversation. Some people may have asked, or I can already see it now in the comments, people are going to be like, well, why did you make a hover raft instead of just going ahead and making yourself a spacecraft so that you could escape from the planet? Isn't that just like making extra iterative steps that you really shouldn't have to worry about? We got a drone over there. Hold on. We got a drone on us. I'm going to spin off to this side real quick. And if I can get across the lake, it'll all be perfectly fine. You can use the surface of the water as a hover surface for your ground vehicle. Don't worry about that too much. I'm going to bring this back around real quick. I saw a drone over there, faux showly. I don't know if he's going to follow or give chase, but we should be alright here. Yeah, I don't see him, but let's go check out this building on this side. As we do that, what I'd like to do is I'm just going to check these mountains, make sure that there's no promethium deposits, make sure that there aren't any iron deposits or anything like that that we can make use of later on, because as of right now, everything that we have in our inventory is all that we have to survive. So until we locate a few more objects to keep us a tad safer, we're kind of flying by the seat of our pants right now. Balls to the wall, lips to the ship, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to put down right here. It looks like we've got a stingy beast right there. I don't know if he's going to come after my ship or not. We do absolutely have a drone right there, and it's a biggin. So, oh, whoa! The hell? Okay, so we're taking mortar fire. It appears as though that building right there has a lot of guns on top of it. You see those little things right there? It's kind of a dick-shaped building anyways. Why would you build your building in that shape? And then be like, well, just to let you know who's dominant right here. Bask in it. Look upon its glory. Yeah, they've got some kind of like mortar launcher or something on top of that. And then down at the bottom, I can see missile packs as well. So we may want to leave that one alone for right now, just in case. Let's fly up and around this way. I'm thinking I might put an oxygen tank on this thing so that at the bare minimum we don't lose oxygen while we're flying around. And if you wanted to do, there's like a little hop thing that you can do if you press the shift key. It says booster down over in the bottom right. If you have like a flat surface underneath you, you can launch your ship up into the air pretty easily. You can also go through those plants, I guess, which is a thing that I learned today. I wasn't even aware you could do that. If you press the M key, you've discovered an iron deposit. Where's that at? Iron deposit, where are you? Make yourself known to me. Oh, there you are. Okay, so let's go get ourselves some iron. That sounds great, actually, because that's the main thing that I used to build just about everything. I don't know why that creature over there was immaterial, but it makes me feel nervous. It looks like the iron deposit's pretty far down in the earth, though. It's just barely... Ah, we got a drone coming in. Hold on. Turn off the ship. I'm going to jump out. Oh, shit. He's got, like, missiles. That's not pleasant. That's really, really unpleasant. We could end up stranded out here, especially if he chooses to, like, damage our stuff. Yeah, he's firing, like, little Dumbfire SRMs at us right now. Luckily, he's not very good at leading me, so I think we should be alright. Okay, so oh, it deforms the terrain, too. Holy shiznagators. Alright, well, shiznagators? What is a shiznagator? I don't know. I just made it up. He didn't shoot my ship with any rockets, did he? If he shot my ship with some rockets, that's going to be really, really, really deeply upsetting. Because then we're going to be stranded out here. And it is gonna suck. I don't know if that's a ship right there. What am I doing right now? I'm like looking at the wrong object. I'm like, I'm going to go over to this weird gooey object. This one's kind of cooler looking than the other one. I will actually... Ooh, it's got rockets included. I love salvaging these things because they give you a bunch of parts that you really don't need to craft otherwise. It's really, really cool because... So what's going on right here? You didn't take any rockets, did you? You're looking okay. I think you're alright. So where's that iron deposit at? Where did it go? Let me take a look at my map real fast. The iron deposit looks like it is directly underfoot right now. And then if we wanted to keep ourselves nice and beat it in on varying locations... I'm just trying to stay oriented right now. I want to make sure that I don't get lost or anything like that because we do have limited supplies, and if we die, it's sort of like Subnautica. You can die and like leave your vehicle in weird places, and it may be actually too far away for you to walk to it and get it back. So since we've got an iron deposit right there, let's go ahead and get this bad girl up off the ground. We'll fly her off this way. I haven't thought of a name for her yet. I don't know. I've been working on it, but we're going to name her at some point. At the moment, she's just a raft, though. I gotta wait until I get all the nice contours and all the beautiful, weird architectural things going on with her before we actually give her an official name and break the wine bottle on her. Oh, that seems like a waste of wine. We're on a planet right now where we may never get to taste wine again, so you might as well enjoy it. I was deep in my wine cups last week, and I had so much champagne. It was wonderful. Family gatherings. Oh, what is that right there? Is that some kind of, like, shield? What is that? Huh. You know, I'm starting to wonder if you can actually leave the planet, or if the game is in early enough access to where this planet is all that you get and they still haven't messed with any of the other planetary stuff. I don't know. I'm not going to say that for certain, but I have noticed these weird little barriers here and there that seem quite difficult to get around. Come on. Get her up off the ground. There you go. I think the problem is that our vehicle is too heavy, so the little shift button, hop, skip, and jump thing is not working so great for me right now. We probably want to check this mountain over here. This is a really, really good vehicle, though, so I was talking about that earlier. Why don't you want to get a spacecraft or something like that and just skip the whole thing, essentially? Why not just skip the GV and go up the chain for the next technology that you can find? Well, you could do that, but the problem that you're going to run into, I think, a lot of the time is that the vehicles that are higher up the tech chain, like the space vehicles, sure, you could go ahead and build one like right now if you wanted to. If you wanted to build like a jet fighter, you could do that as well. You'd probably have the supplies to get her done. However, I would recommend against it simply for the fact, wow, we're not finding anything out here, are we? This is a little bit problematic. This is going to be troublesome if this keeps up. I'm hoping we find something out here, but we may not have any luck. So anyways, back to what I was talking about. They're very, very resource hungry. That's the problem you're going to run into along the way, is that unfortunately the spaceships and the flying vehicles that go like way up in the sky super fast, they go through fuel very, very rapidly at a pace at which you may not be able to replace the promethium that they use up. So my recommendation for you would be just kind of like steer away from it for a little bit and just spend a little bit of time getting accustomed with your ground vehicle, and then tool around the planet for a little while until you find excess deposits and just exploit those to the best of your ability. We did find an iron deposit back there, which is what I was hoping I would find, but the thing that I'm really hoping for is promethium out here. If we don't get lucky with that, we could potentially starve to death, run out of electricity. I mean, there's a lot of things that could go wrong right now if we don't find promethium. Let me go ahead and whip out my map real quick. It looks like if I turn back this way, we can actually... We're almost on like a straight heading for our base, actually, if I go that way. So let's follow these mountains around. I don't think... Oh, we got another vehicle over there. Okay, so let's stop the ship. I'm gonna go hunt another bot real fast. I think the guns are hit scan. I'm not totally sure about that, but... Can I get you from here? Actually, how many bullets do I have before I do this? Yeah, I'm completely out of rounds right now. This is my last clip. That's what I was a tiny bit worried about. So I'm on my last clip, unfortunately. I think we're going to have to disengage right here. There's no way that I can kill that thing with what I have on hand. Let's go ahead and just jump in the vehicle. I'm going to try and give him a very, very wide berth because he looked like he could do some real damage when he comes out. Bust up that pelvis real nice. I'm going to go around him. I know I can outrun him, so I'm not that worried about it, but we need to craft some more bullets if we're going to keep exploring, because there are just way too many things that can go wrong out here, and we need to solve those things that go wrong with the right application of bullets. I do like firing guns. It is a pleasurable experience in life. I don't get to go to the shooting, like, I don't really go shooting that often anymore, though. When I was a kid, we went shooting all the time, because my dad wasn't a hunter, but all of his friends were hunters, and so we go out skeet shooting and stuff like that, like, constantly, like, all the time. And so I played around with, I guess that's not the right terminology, I fired guns a lot when I was a kid growing up, but then I just sort of never did it as an adult. I don't know. There's our iron deposit. Oh shit, we're taking fire right now. It looks like we got another drone over there, and I wandered right into him. I don't know how much damage this thing can take before it falls over and becomes utterly useful, or utterly useless. That is the opposite of what I wanted to say. Thank you, mouth, for enunciating it properly. However, I think the iron deposit is going to be useful for us. I wonder if you can get, like, intergalactic roadkill right now. Just, like, run into an animal like, gadunk. Dinner is served. Get your redneck rampage on. I think, let me take a look real fast and make sure that we're traveling in the right direction. I would very much like to check these mountain ranges over here, though, before we go anywhere else. And if we could unlock a couple more deposits, that sounds really, really great to me. Although, wasn't this the area with that tower that fires mortars at us? I sincerely doubt they're going to hit our vehicle with a mortar at this speed from that distance. Like, I have my doubts that it would ever occur, but I think they have infinite ammo. I'm pretty sure they just keep shooting at you for as long as you're in the... I see a floating drone right there, too. Like, I'm not a drone. I'm actually quite individualistic. Don't judge me based on my choice of occupation. I fly around and I defend the giant Wang Tower. I mean, it is what it is. Everybody's got to earn a living, right? Why are you so judgmental right now? I'm like, well, I'm mostly just mental. I wouldn't put judge in the front end of it. Mental works out perfectly fine. So right now we've got magnesium, we've got copper, and we've got iron. That worries me. We really, really need promethium. If we can't lock down promethium, it's gonna be bad. And I already tapped out the one that was on the hill, because I know somebody will leave me a comment and be like, well, what about the one next to your base? I already farmed that one. For whatever reason, the little pings on your map don't disappear after you get done with the deposit. So I guess that since those don't disappear, it still gives the impression that there may still be something left to exploit over there. That was a good little trip, though. I think that we're gonna be able to make positive gains right now. Since we know what those towers are, this becomes a little bit more precarious. We know what they are. I've got the salvage tool, so I think technically we could get away with going back over to the ship on the left-hand side, maybe picking its bones a little bit and seeing what we could get off of it. If we could get some air tanks and some other things to save us resources so that we could then just replace them and slap them down on our base over there, it'd make life a little bit easier. No, we've got a dent right there. I hated that. That used to bug me when I played Gran Turismo. Like, back in the day, I used to play Gran Turismo every now and again because it was like the only game I had on my PlayStation. And so I would play Gran Turismo, but I hated it when my car would get dented or when it was like really, really dirty. You had to get out and like wash it real fast. You had to do the thing in between levels where you could wash it. We need our... Did I get my disassembly tool off of here? I did. There it is. So disassembly tool, you should come with me right now. Other things that we might need. I think I'm just going to refill one oxygen real quick because I don't want to run into problems here. Did I already turn this off? I did not. Good. Because I don't want it to be off right now. I want it to be on. Yay, my oxygen is refilling. Well, that's good. I still had a tank left over. That's pretty sweet. That makes me happy. Makes all the military guys happy, too, when you got a tank left over. Get it? Because it's like a tank. I have a friend that was in tank division. He and, like, two of his friends. It seems pretty cool. It seems pretty awesome that they got to drive a tank every day for, like, 6 years for a living. Seems pretty sweet. He said it was mostly just, like, drills and stuff, though. He said, like, we weren't deployed or anything. We just kind of, like, drove tanks around. Then I think they sent him to Iraq or something for a while. Or, like, Afghanistan or something. But he said that, like, you kind of just did drills. And he said he never really got to, like, open her up. But he's still in the military. It could happen. It could happen. He's been home now for a little bit. Not sure what he's doing home right now, but we can't put guns on our vehicle, by the way, for anybody that's curious or is like, so how come you lack offensive capabilities? If I had the big constructor, there's two types of constructors. We only have a small constructor right now. If I had a big constructor, I could actually, if I had a big constructor, I could make a Gatling gun that we could put on top of this thing that'd be like, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da. Oh, no. Did you just shoot missiles? Oh, the hell you did. The hell you did, drone. Alright, let's jump over that plant right there. I thought I killed all the drones over here. That is unfortunate. And I don't mean to drone on about this, but I really thought this location was a tad safer. I also don't know how close we need to get to some of these deposits before they'll like really light up for us here. Yeah, it looks like there's sort of like arbitrary locations that you can't go through for some reason. And I don't know why that's a thing, but I don't like it. Is he still shooting at me? I think he must be. Oh, I don't have any bullets! Balls. I hate everything about this. Why can't I just have infinite ammunition? That would be, I mean, we just need our, like, ID Behold, ID KFA, ID whatever. We need some kind of cheat. Just press, like, MLI. It'll be fine. But we need some kind of, like, infinite ammo thing going on right now. Otherwise, I'm going to be sad forever. Alright, well, I can use this. We have neodymium up there. I might be able to use this. Oh, shit, my vehicle's stuck. That's not good. That's actually a really, really bad thing. Okay, so don't run into those weird little scorpion plant things that come up out of the ground. That's what I learned. The promethium deposit should be empty. I don't think anything's chasing us right now, and if they are, I hope that it goes away. I don't have any bullets to, like, shoot an Odiug right now, so... It's got the word ugh in its name, though, so you gotta figure it's like, ugh. It just gets annoying to deal with. Odiug! I really hope that I can outrun these drones and that they don't follow me back home. And if they still do follow me back to my base... I hope that I can build bullets faster than they can arrive at my home because I don't have any way to stop them right now, and that is kind of a scary feature for me. Alright, slow the ship down. Yep, slow the ship down. I'm actually fairly pleased with the handling on this thing. I wish you could press Y from outside the ship and it would turn it off. There we go. Now we'll turn it off. Don't want to waste those precious little fuel cells. Every little fuel cell is a gift, and they're oh so precious. We don't want to waste them. Slap that on real fast. We need to make some bullets, and we need to make some bullets like right now. We also need to get rid of all this weird spoiled food that I have in my inventory, but you know what? That's for later. That's for later. We need bullets. And so in order to make that, I need magnesium powder, which I don't think I have any of. So the better choice might be to use the 6.8 and make myself an assault rifle out of metal components. I think that's what I'm going to do. Make a couple of these. And then we'll slap this together real fast. How many of those do I have? Oh, I don't actually. Okay, so I need to make another one. Let's make another one just because, well, another 2. You can't actually make one of these. They come out in batches of 2. So what you're going to do, that means that I should probably spend some time. Wait, I have raw magnesium? Oh, we'll process it. Oh, it takes 5? Oh, that's really, really bad. Okay, so we can only make... Our current magnesium, we can make like 7 or 6 of these. How much powder do we get out? Do you hear the sound of something? I hear the sound of some sort of machinery, and I think it might be headed straight for me. It sounds like it's on my left, but I think it comes from the soundtrack or something. I think the developers used like open source music or something like that too, because like in their little press request they were like, yeah, watch out because you might get copyright claimed. I was like, that's unfortunate, because unfortunately there are companies that make music that like anybody can use, but it's kind of like a trap that you step in. No, make my gun faster. You realize how impatient I am right now? Like, this is a marvel of technology right now that is assembling super complicated military gear out of random bullshit that it's making gear out of rocks that I dug out of the ground, essentially. I should be so thankful. Like, the amount of time that this takes should just be irrelevant. And yet I'm still sitting here bitching about it, being like, build my gun faster! And all upset about it. I need metal pieces. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I do enjoy metal. Let's go ahead and build. That's actually a little bit expensive right there. It looks like they may have nerfed... No, they didn't nerf it. I think it still took 5 ore before. I don't know, though. It's been about 3 or 4 days since I played last. And I know there was a lot of people on the forums, like, freaking out about some change about how things got more expensive or something. So I don't know. I try not to take too much information from forums because they tend to be a little bit group-thinky. But I will probably just put you, like, anywhere. I don't know. I got storage cubes and stuff over here. Turn that off real quick. And then I've got storage cubes on this side. I don't see any real reason to carry around. Where did my gun go? God damn it. Did it put it in here? What did it do with my gun? Oh, man. I think we found a bug. I think my pistol is gone. I don't see it in any of the slots. I don't see it anywhere in my inventory. I've trained myself now that if I'm on camera, I need to go through every single slot because I've said that things were bugs before and they actually weren't. But I think it actually deleted our pistol somehow. That's weird. You think it would just drop it back because I had it selected when I closed the... Oh, it's on the ground right there. Okay, it dropped it on the ground. There we... Okay, that's so much more satisfactory. That's okay. I can accept that. That sounds good. I got a bunch of stuff stowed away in here. Bunch of stuff that ain't nobody need. I probably should get those up and running. Ugh, we're going to have to work on our base, aren't we? We're going to have to work on our base. I'd kind of like... So let me see what's going on with this thing right now. Well... How many rounds does it hold? 25. Oh, and it burst fires too. Okay. So actually it holds like 75 rounds, but it's being really, really generous right now by only charging us 1 per shot. But it sounds like it burst fires. I don't know. We'll have to play around with it on some other surface, but this should be enough to get us in and out of combat without too many problems, I hope. Let's jump back in the Steed. And that's what I'm going to call it from right now. That's what I'm going to call it from now on. It's the Steed. I hope that later on they make it so like the little HUD readouts inside of here, like the little instrumentation and whatnot, actually like changes and means something. That'd be kind of cool. I like that sort of like simulatory stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't really like simulators that much. They're too complicated and I'm too dumb. I just can't handle it. I'd be like, I enjoy Lucky Charms and cereal. This too complicated for moi. Turn on autopilot and hope bad thing no happen here. But anyways, I don't mess around with simulators because they make me feel stupid and I don't like challenging myself. That's a joke. I know there's going to be that guy that like launches into a tirade every single time. Every single time. There's that guy that's like, well, I'm sorry that you feel that way and that you want to be such a classic underachiever. Like they take everything I say super serious. I'm like, /S. Sarcasm. I do like challenging myself sometimes. Although I will say that since I got out of college, I have gotten pretty lazy. Oh, look, we found another iron deposit. Whereabouts is that? It's in the lake, isn't it? It's going to be in the lake. It actually looks like it's way up the mountain. He'll be going up the mountain when he comes. That might be a good one, though, because it's actually on the top of the mountain. I don't know if that affects anything, but I don't know. I tend to look for ores on the tops of mountains in video games, and so it gets me excited when there's one up there. I'm sure we'll find something else in here. Oh, we got a silicon deposit. Okay. So we have access to silicone now. That'll be pretty cool just in case I wanted to mess with my breastises. I've never been happy with them. I would prefer that the... Ow. Damn, we knocked a big-ass chunk out of the ground right there. Hopefully this thing doesn't take damage while we're flying around. I don't want to lose any pieces. Got some kind of like Badlands biome out here. And unfortunately my booster does not appear to be functioning the way I want it to. Supposedly... Oh, okay. So that's why it's not working. I must have accidentally rekeybound it. I think... I don't see anything. It's actually pretty amazing there's so many standing bodies of water in a biome like this. As somebody that spends a lot of time in the desert and like worked in the desert for a long time on geology stuff, you don't see water very often in the desert. I think I can count on my hand like how many times I saw water in the desert, and that was usually following monsoon season. It is not enjoying this terrain right here, but I think I can make this work so long as we just go slowly and maybe go sideways up it. It should adapt to whatever terrain you're on as long as you go slowly, I think. That's why I like it, is essentially it can accomplish all the same things as an aircraft. You just have to go a little bit slower while you're out here. Take a look at my map real quick. So we've got iron. We've got silicone. I think that if I hang a righty and just sort of keep an eye out over here, we should be able to lock in a few more deposits. That was all that I wanted to do with this episode, so I really, if we could get that done, that would be... Oh, shit, I may have just launched myself off of a cliff. I don't think we take damage from hitting the ground. Since there's no way to avoid it within the current mechanics, it would seem to be punishing if that was the case. And so, like, there's no way to stop me from doing what's happening right now. I guess you could just not go onto shitty terrain. I guess would be like the really, really Occam's razor way to talk about this. Be like, well, don't go onto rough terrain, you jackass. We got a neodymium deposit. That is still not something that I am excited about. That's going to be on my left. I think if I hang a hard left right here and I go back over these mountains towards my home, we might be able to unlock a couple. Until I find Promethium, though, I'm not going to feel safe about this. And I don't think that the game actually has solar collectors or anything like that to sort of like rid you of your responsibility of finding Promethium. So if we can't lock down Promethium fairly quickly, this could be a very, very short stop. We got another magnesium deposit. That's good because that's going to let us make more gunpowder, explosives, and things of that nature. That'll be helpful. Apparently, our firearms use a magnesium-based, I don't know, what would you call that? A magnesium-based catalyst or a magnesium-based... There's a word that I want here, and I can't remember what it is. There's definitely a word here that I want to use, and unfortunately, it is escaping me. Hey, we got another neodymium. I don't know what neodymium's useful for, but I hope it's useful for something expensive, because we've got a bunch of it on our planet. We got that going on. I'm going to go back down here. I'm going to see if we can pick the bones off this ship real fast in the next episode. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Empyrion. I will see you all later. I hope you enjoyed our little exploratory episode. I think it's kind of fun to look around the map and just see what's around. It's pretty enjoyable. I like cruising. I'm one of those people, though, that I like to drive everywhere, so... If I can, it always kind of blows my girlfriend away where I'm just like, yeah, you just want to go, like, drive? Just, like, drive through the country or something. I don't know. It's enjoyable. It's a pleasurable experience. In the next episode, we'll try and jump up inside this bad boy over here to see if maybe we can get some parts to make our base building operation a little bit easier. All right, I will see you all later. Hi, do, everybody.